Hello, guys. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live, Sets with Skip. I'm going to do a couple sets here, and then I'm going to explain barbell curls for biceps. So when you come on, say hello, and tell me where you're watching me from. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. Hello, guys. Welcome to this live broadcast. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I'm Skip La Cour. I'm so glad you're here today. Hey, when you come on to this live broadcast, make sure that you say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me what you're loving about our continual connection right here on Workouts for Older Men Live. I will answer your questions. I will respond to any comments that you have right down below all throughout the day, all throughout the week. I'm so flattered that you're even entertaining what I have to say. And this Workouts for Older Men Live, it's going to be Sets with Skip. It's an edition where, this is my actual workout. I want you to see, how I approach the workouts, the thought process, as well as what I think about with execution. Today I want to talk about barbell curls for biceps. Barbell curls for biceps. Again, my thought process, and we'll talk about execution there too. Just some of the things that I talk about. Hey guys, found this really great system that really gets the men who are really committed to taking their fitness to the next level, and they want to reach out to me. Right? Something that I developed works out really well. You can text me at 925-352-4366. I have that posted down below, 925-352-4366. My WhatsApp is +1 925-352-4366, so we can do this internationally. And this is what the process is. You can reach out, say hello, text me, all right? Text me and send me your picture. Text me your picture. You don't have to necessarily have your shirt off. There's a lot of things that I can tell. A picture does indeed, doing this for so long, helping out so many men like you, a picture does indeed tell me 1,000 words. I can tell a lot of things. Just by your shape, I can tell your degree of leanness. There's a lot of things I can tell from a picture. Then I want you to click that link, go to the questionnaire that I have below, skiplacour.com/questionnaire-4-older men, right? Ask your questions, fill out the questionnaire, tell me your story, right? Coaching so many men just like you, you'll see that those questions will take you down a process where you can really evaluate where you are, where you're going, the things you've done, the challenges that you have, and then submit that to me. So you'll have texted me, sent me your picture, and filled out that very simple questionnaire, and then we can get into a conversation. Really effective and efficient way for those men who are committed to taking their fitness to the next level and they want to reach out, it's a great way. And that's what I kind of do throughout the day and between my coaching clients and in my family life. All right. So if you're the type of man who does what it takes to get what he wants, fitness is so important to you. Got to live with that sense of urgency right now. I know you're getting all that information. You're attracted to this message. It's a great way for me to help you. So really take advantage of that. Let's take advantage of this technology. All right, so I want to talk about barbell curls for biceps. Simple exercise, right? I want you to tell you some of the things that I think about and maybe also some things that I don't think about, overcomplicating the process when it comes to bicep curls. Let's just talk about a few things that I think about. I think that the beginning of every exercise, whether it's barbell curls for biceps, whether it's bench press, any type of exercise where you're in a chair, sitting down, standing up, lying down, whatever it is, your foundation is the most important part of any exercise. All right, there's a certain checkoff process that I do, and after years and years in doing this, it doesn't take a long time, but you got to be conscious of this at the beginning. A very strong foundation. All right, you don't just want to show up, think about the muscle only, right? When it starts with foundation. There's one thing that I'll do is I'll start from the floor up. My feet are always planted firmly in the ground. They're always a little bit more than shoulder width apart. Right, and that's with most exercises. It starts there. My feet are cemented in the ground. Nice, firm foundation. My knees are always slightly bent and somewhat, buoyant and flexible, like shock absorbers, because I want to adjust. I don't want to be rigid. A lot of guys really, I think they overemphasize what form is, and they get really rigid, and sometimes that's exactly what's going to cause what we fear most, and that's injury. We want to be somewhat buoyant and fluent, and it starts with those knees. My hips are always back. They're not tilted forward, right? And then I arch my lower back. It's always arched and locked down tight, right? You see how I'm moving from the ground up with this foundation, right? My shoulders are back. My chest is up. My head is up. My chin is up. It's almost like a string is pulling my head up from the ground. My eyes are always forward, or in some cases they're up. All right, so that's barbell curls for biceps or any exercise. It really starts with that foundation. Think about those points that I talked about, from the feet being firmly cemented in the ground, a little bit more than shoulder width apart, the knees buoyant and slightly bent, the hips back, the lower back arched, up and tight, locked down tight, shoulders back, chest up, chin up, head up, eyes up, level or up, right? It's like a checkoff process. Do it for every exercise. You do that for a couple of days, all right, couple of workouts, every exercise, and you'll see it just becomes habit. It's a good habit, good foundation. Sometimes we skip all that, all right? So let's get to the barbell bicep curls, all right? Very simple exercise. We don't want to make this too complicated. Just like with every exercise, we've got to lead with the mind-muscle connection. What are we trying to do? Are we trying to lift the weight? All right, that's all part of it. That's what we visually see, but it's about stimulating the muscle, overloading the muscle. That's the most important part of the exercise. All right, just like with every exercise, right? It's that mind-muscle connection. All right, so after we get that firm base, one thing that I'll do, and I'll demonstrate this without the weight first, is after I have that foundation, thinking mind-muscle connection, we don't just want to move it from point A to point B. I have the bar in what I call a nice wide arc on the way up and the way down. We don't want to cut off the movement, all right? We want a nice wide arc on the way up and on the way down. So demonstrate this even though with this working weight, right? Sometimes that's more visual more than what you can actually see. But I keep that in mind, that nice wide arc on the way up and on the way down. Also, you'll notice a tempo that I go in with every exercise, right? I explode in a 1 count, and then I control the weight, again, in that nice wide arc on the controlling the negative in the weight. And I slow it down. I don't just let gravity or the weight pull me down. I fight it and go on that 1-2 count, right? So again, nice firm base, keeping that wide arc in mind, exploding on the 1 count, and then controlling on the 1-2 count. All right. All right. A lot of times, again, a lot of these things, it's in your head. If you were to take a video, it may not be visible to the naked eye or somebody watching it, but you have that mental process. Makes that really big difference for you with that mind-muscle connection. Other things that I keep in mind is that I don't want to have my arms and elbows flared out. I want it to drag against my body, just tucked in tight with that torso, with the torso. Look this way from behind versus this way. All right, so so those are some basic things that I keep in mind with some even a simple exercise like barbell curls for biceps. All right, one thing that's that a lot of people talk about, using good form. If you don't use good form, whatever that means, that's sometimes could range from the person. If you don't use good form, you're just wasting your time. Like you're getting 1 out of scale from 1 to 10, you're getting a 0 if you don't use quote unquote good form. I'm not as strict as you might notice with my form as a lot of people might say. Hey, let me just tell you this: never use sloppy form that you're going to get hurt. Never use form that is that's so sloppy that you're not going to hit that targeted muscle group. Notice I'm keeping a lot of things in mind. I am hitting the targeted muscle group. But there's one thing you got to remember with form. Form, feel, execution, hitting that targeted muscle group. Again, mind-muscle connection is the most important thing. Weight, not as important as some people might think, but it is more important than a lot of people think. It's that combination, overload, progressive overloads. That's the point of every single set. You are not going to be good the first time you do anything. It's going to take a certain coordination. It's not because you're not necessarily strong. It's because you're not coordinated yet, right? You're going to have to fail, just like with anything in life. You're going to have to fail to some extent before you get it right. If you block yourself in to strict form, all right, that you keep the weight down, you'll never progress up. You might fail, so to speak, in your form. It might get a little bit less than perfect as you challenge yourself to more weight. That's all part of the process, right? Of course, again, I am not saying to get hurt, but don't block yourself in where you don't have that progressive overload because you overemphasize form. Another argument can be made when, like I talked about, you're buoyant, you're fluent. It's your body uses as a shock absorber. You may be at more risk for injury by locking yourself up with overemphasizing strict form, especially if you use weight. So just think about that. It's always a happy medium. Things sometimes aren't black and white. Play with that perfect value between that strict form and getting used to pushing yourself with heavier weight. All right, guys, hey, again, reach out to me. I just really enjoy how we're using this technology to get even closer and connected. Right, my phone is filled with text message from ambitious men just like you. Text me back and forth. Send me your picture. All right, introduce yourself. I'll always text you back. My WhatsApp number is there too, 925-352-4366. Send that picture. A picture does indeed tell me 1,000 words. Make sure you fill out that question. I'll direct you too after you text me too. But that questionnaire is there. Ask your questions. Fill out that questionnaire. Again, it might be really enlightening for you what's ahead of you. You send that to me. We can be really efficient with our time and it gives me a way to help you go to that next level too. All right, so that's going to do it for Workouts for Older Men Live, Sets with Skip. Right? Again, continue posting your comments, your questions, your suggestions down below. I am so glad that you joined me for this video. All right, let's take on this day with a sense of urgency. When you're a little bit older, right? We proudly are a little bit older. We got more time behind us than we do in front of us. We got to take on every single day with a sense of urgency. Train hard, eat right with that sense of urgency. Produce, connect, love with a sense of urgency. Again, we got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Think big and think bigger than getting bigger.